Okay, I only have a couple minutes, so I'm going to see if I can figure this out and get it done quickly enough. So I am going to keep going with my reasonable answers. I know anything for number 1 times 0.5 is really finding half. 1 3/10 is odd though, so I'm just going to make it kind of 1 2/10 times 5/10 because I know that's going to be 6/10. So my answer is going to be around there, but probably a little bit bigger. So I am going to set these up and, man, can't even think. Let's use the Vimma. Vimma is what we came up with in class today. Vertical. We're going to ignore, multiply, move, and get our answer. So 1 3/10 times 5/10. I know I'm going to move 1 2 places, and now I'm going to, so that's my vertical, check. I'm going to ignore, and we're going to multiply. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, and we need to move it 2 places, 1, 2. My answer is 65 hundredths, and check it out, that is pretty close to our reasonability. So for number 2, I know this is about 1 4/10 times 1, or yeah, we'll make it 1 1/2. 1 5/10 times 1. So I know my answer is going to be somewhere around 1, but likely bigger. So 1 4/10, 1 3/10. I know I'm going to be moving it 1 2 places. So I'm going to write that down. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. Add them up. 2, 8, 1. And I need to move it 2 places. 1, 2. My answer is 1 82 hundredths, and that does check out with my answer there. Here we have 67 hundredths times 2 4/10. So that's about 5/10 or half of 2.4. And I know 2.4 is like 24/10. So about 12/10. And probably, we'll see, bigger, I'm going to think. So when we set these up, we want to make sure that we have the one with the most number of digits on top. And unlike addition and subtraction, we're not going to line things up. So I need to move 1, 2, 3. So let's multiply. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 2 is 26. And then 0. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Add them up. 8, 10, 6, 1. And I need to move it 3 places. 1, 2, 3. My answer is 1 608 thousandths. And this I said was, that's a 2 there. It's poorly written. So this does seem about reasonable. More reasonable than if I had gotten 16 8/10 or 160 8/10. Those are definitely wrong. Number 4, my reasonability, I know 45 times 1, so this is going to be about 45 hundredths. Likely less, though, because I don't have one full group. I only have 91 hundredths. So, see, 45, 0.1. And we need to move 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're moving it 4 places. Let's ignore and then multiply. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 4 is 4. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 4 is 36. Plus 4 is 40. Add them up. 5, 9, 0, 4. And I need to move it 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, that's 4,095 10,000ths. What a ridiculous thing to have to read. And that does seem reasonable based on our estimation. Question number 3, or 5. We need to write it in vertical form. So this number, 1 231 thousandths, and that is 4 8/10. So we know the one with the most digits goes on top. We don't particularly need to line up our decimal point. I am going to estimate, I'm going to say this is about 5 times 1. I can say 1 1/4 because I know that that's going to be 6.25. Here we go. And I need to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Let's multiply. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 2 is 18. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And 4 times 1 is 4. Add them up. 8, 8, 10, 19, 5. And we need to move it 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our answer is 5 and 9,088. All right, and that does seem relatively close, much closer than if we had gotten 59 and 88 thousandths. Definitely not that. Definitely not 590. If I could write N88, definitely not that. So I feel quite confident. And here we have, I'm going to be reasonable with 2/10 times a half would be about 1/10. So let's see. Again, this number has more digits, so I'm going to put that one on top. And put that one down below. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Add them up. 1, 5, 6, 8. And I need to move it 5 places. Here's our decimal point starting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to put that 0 in there. Our answer is 651. And that is relatively close to 1/10 actually. So I feel quite confident in that. And I do believe if I check my answers, this one checks out. 5 checks out. 3 checks out. 4 checks out. Hot dog, we're doing well. 2 checks out. And 1 checks out. Awesome. Oh, and don't forget, if you want extra practice, textbook page 133 to 144, and that's numbers 19 through 37.